In this video, we are going to draw this cute kawaii illustration of an adorable fox in Procreate. During this easy step-by-step tutorial, you'll get familiar with a lot of useful features like Liquify Tool, clipping masks, and Gaussian Blur, and learn the basics of drawing in Procreate. By the end, you'll not only draw an adorable illustration you'll be proud of, but also feel super confident using Procreate. And now, let's spend some time drawing! Let's begin by deciding what kind of canvas we are going to be using. Today we're using a standard square canvas that you can find in Procreate. Both our pixel width and pixel height are set at 2048 pixels. Of course, if you'd like to use any other dimensions for your canvas, just go for it. As for DPI, we are using 300 and our color profile is set as sRGB with this low number. When it's all done, hitting done, getting redirected to our new canvas, and then we will need to decide on the colors that we are going to be using throughout this whole tutorial. If you want to use your own colors, you are welcome to do it, but if you want to follow along, you can go under the description and download all the materials that we are going to be using today. So now when we've decided on the colors, let's just go to our layers, background color layer, we'll go under cards right here and we will select the color with the name background. When we did it, let's just go to the brush library calligraphy folder and we will choose monoline brush. To make our line very smooth, let's just tap on it and let's just go under stabilization right here on the left. We'll be adjusting the slider amount under streamline. You can try it out onto a drawing pad, decide whether you want to use this option or adjust it differently. When you did it, let's just hit done. Remember that you can always get back to this option later on if you need to. Now, when we prepared our brush and our canvas, let's just go to our color palettes. We will go again under cards and we will select the color with the name dark pink lines. When we did it, we are ready to go to our canvas and we will go and with one line, we will create a shape like that. So it is half of the circle or half of the ellipse. At the ends, we will hold our line and we will then go to this option on the top that popped up, our ellipse. If you want to go, you can go under circle and select this option. And when we have the result like that, we can drag it a little bit lower. So we will have some space on the top. And when we have the shape like that, let's just tap on the screen to get away from this mode. When we did it, let's just go to the bottom and let's connect our shape on both sides. So we will just go to this area that we have right here and we will just go and create a line going through the whole shape. The same way as before, we are just holding our line and the ends. If you are going a little bit beyond the frames, don't worry, it's okay. Let's just go under editing mode and let's just drag this line a little bit down, but also pay attention to these connections that you have right here and try to connect them nicely. When you have the result like that, let's just tap on our screen and let's just go to these tips that we have right here and let's turn them into the curves instead of these very straight corners. So just creating a curve above this shape that we have just created, and then we'll just grab our eraser and erase all the lines that we don't need. Let's just go and manually erase these little parts. Try to pay more attention to the connection between your shapes, so the areas where you have added a new line, and also try to make the lines even all along the whole way. So what we need to do is to go and maybe adjust some areas, maybe add something, erase some parts, so our line is looking even. When we have it on one side, let's just go and do the same thing on the opposite side. So getting back to our brush and creating a smooth corner like that, connecting it nicely with our main shape. If we need to adjust it, we are going to our editing mode. If you want, you can play with this little notes. Try it out if you want to. When you are done, grab the eraser and erase everything that you don't need here. Also, with the eraser, you can use all the options that before. You can just go and create a line, snap it, go to the editing mode and adjust it from here. If it's not happening from the first try, you are welcome to try it one more time. So you can just hold your line, create a curve, adjust it through your editing mode by moving these little nodes here. Again, try to make nice connections between your shapes. And when you are done, let's just go and start adding additional elements. So firstly, we will go to the top and we will put little dots that will help us to build up our little ears. So firstly, we will go more toward the center and we will go and put 2 dots like that. Just get back to the brush and put these 2 dots like that. When you have these first 2 dots, we will go to the sides and we will put 2 dots outside. So let's just go and put the first dot right here and the second one on the same area but on our left. So let's just go and put these 2 dots like that. When we have the result like that, let's just go and connect these 2 dots with the first dots that we have created. So again, just creating a line, holding it, going to our editing mode. If we have the option arc, we are using it. If we don't have it, we are just trying it one more time and then going and adjusting it if we need to. Let's just make a very nice curve like that, and when you have it, let's just go down and create another curve to connect our shape. So just go into the tip and creating another curve, go to the editing mode and adjust it, make it nice and make it smooth. When you have the result that you like, let's just go and do the same on the opposite side. So again, starting by going to these nodes that we have, let's connect them together. Hold your line at the end, adjust the curvature if you want to. When you're overall satisfied, let's just go down with another curve and close up our shape. Again, work onto the curvature of your ears, and when you have the result that you like, let's just go to the tips and let's make them not that straight. So again, we are going and creating our little curves like that, and we are erasing everything that we don't need. Let's just try it by creating a curve and adjusting it through our editing mode. When you are ready, just go and erase all the lines that you don't need to make the line even and smooth. When you are done with the first ear, do the same on the opposite side. So we are again going to this little tip here, creating a little curve instead of this very straight corner and erasing everything that we don't need. Now, when we did it, let's again get back to our brush and we will go to the sides and we will be creating additional elements here. So let's firstly step a bit from this little dent that we have on our bottom, and we will go up from it and create a little curve going in that way. So just create something going in that way. Don't hold it at the end, or if you want to hold it, you will just encounter some problems probably. When you have this little element like that, let's just go and erase this line that we don't need. So very easily just going and creating nice connections between the shapes and erasing everything that we don't need. When you have the result like that, let's just go and do the same on the opposite side. So go into the same area, stepping a bit from the bottom and just creating a similar shape. So let's just go with a curve like that. Try to make it the same size that you have on your left, and if it's not happening from the first try, don't worry, just create it one more time. When you did it, let's just go grab our eraser and erase all the lines that we don't need. Again, pay attention to the connections between your shapes. When you have the nice connection, just go there and boldly erase everything that you don't need. And also, when we are done with this task, let's just go and erase the additional lines that we don't need on our ears. So we are just going there and completely erasing this line that we have on the bottom. Firstly, go to the tips that you have here and do it on both sides, and then you can increase the size of your brush and erase this line completely with more comfort. Get back to the smaller size of the brush and let's just go to our brush one more time. And we will go to the bottom and we will create the shape for the body here. So let's just go to the bottom part as said before, and we will start by creating a little curve going in that way. So we can find the center that we have here on our heads, and we will just go a little bit to the side and we'll create the first curve like that. When you have this first curve, let's just take a look at it from the distance. If you think that you want to move it more toward the left, you are welcome to do it. So let's just go and position it in that way. When you have it on one side, let's just do it on the opposite side too. So just go in there and repeating the same shape right here. If you need to adjust it, go and adjust it. If you are satisfied with everything here, let's just go and create the body. What we need to do is to go to the left first, and we will go down and create a little shape like that. Hold it at the end, and then we will go to the opposite side, and again we will repeat it. But this time, let's just go and make it a little bit bigger. Hold it again at the end and go to the edit mode and adjust this shape. Take a look at it from the distance, decide whether you like it or not. If you like it, let's just go grab our eraser and we will erase firstly this line on the top because we don't need it. And also we will work onto the connections between our shapes. If you want, you can go and keep these little tips like that, but if you don't want to, you can just go and completely erase them with your eraser. Make nice connections. When you are done, let's just go and continue creating the elements on the bottom. So again, we are getting back to our brush, and let's just go and create this shape right here that will represent the legs. So what we need to do is to go firstly to our little tip on our left. We will go and start creating the lines going in that way. So we will just go and create a little bump like that. We will then go and create another bump like that. Hold it at the end if you want to. Make a little room right here between these two front legs. So just create the opposite curve, and then again continue creating the curve the same way as you have it on your left. Hold it at the end, adjust the size if you want to, go to the editing mode if you need to, and then let's just go and connect this shape with this shape that we have on our right. Connect it nicely, work onto the outlines. If you need to manually adjust them in any way, go and adjust them. Grab the brush, grab the eraser, and adjust your line to create nice and smooth outlines. When you are done with this task, let's just grab our brush one more time and we will go to this dance that we have created and we will go up with the lines like that. So just create a few lines going in that way to represent our legs. When we have the result like that, let's just go and create the shape for the tail. So firstly, we will go to the right and we will go to this middle part right here on our head. And from here, we will go down with a shape like that. Hold it at the end and then we will go to our editing mode and we will adjust it. We will need to make it a little bit heavier on the bottom and overall we will need to have the shape like that. When you have it, let's just tap on the screen and we will go to the opposite side to create the rest of the tail. So let's again go to the bottom firstly and we will need to make sure that we are creating something similar to what we have on our right. So it is a continuation of our tail. So let's just go and start by creating a curve going up in that way. Hold it at the end, go to the editing mode, adjust the curvature if you want to. Pay attention to this connection between the tail and the legs, and when you are done, tap on the screen to get away from this mode. And then let's just go and continue creating our tail. So firstly, we'll go to the tip that we have here and we will go and create a little line going in that way. When we have it, we will go and create a few bumps to connect the shape with the whole body that we have here. When we have the result like that, take a look at it from the distance, decide whether you like it or not. If you have some areas that you need to adjust, grab your eraser and adjust it. Now, when we are done adjusting everything, let's just take a look at our outlines from the distance. Decide whether you want to adjust something, and if you want to adjust something, let's just go and do it very easily by using one option that Procreate has. We will go under our Magic Wand tool and we will go under Liquify. We have a lot of options on the bottom, don't worry, we will just need to use the option Push and we will be choosing the size of the brush of a bit of a bigger size. So when you have everything prepared, you can just go to some areas and adjust them by pushing them toward the center or more toward the sides. If you want to adjust some areas, you are welcome to go and do that by using this option. So spend some time here and adjust the shapes to your liking. If you don't want to use this option, you are welcome to keep everything as it is right now. So decide whether you want to adjust something, and if you are adjusting something, when you are done, just tap on the Magic Wand tool twice to go back to your canvas and continue create the elements here. So when we are done, let's just get back to our brush and we will go and start adding a little element right here on the top. Let's just go firstly grab our eraser and erase this little line here to create another shape. When we have the shape going in that way, let's just go and create a little hair part. So we will just go and create two elements like that. Connect them nicely with your overall shape. If you don't like how it looks, you can try it out one more time. Always take a look at your illustration from the distance to see whether you like your details that you are adding right now or not. So try it out a few times, find what works for you, and when you are done, let's just go and work on our outline. So let's just connect these shapes nicely by using our eraser and our brush, and let's just make the lines cute. If you want to create little tips on the tips of this line, you are welcome to go and do that. Again, if you don't like how it looks, you can go and try it out to adjust it with your Liquify tool. So you can just go there, adjust the size of your brush, and maybe work onto this little hair part with the Liquify tool. When you are done, you know what you need to do. Tap twice onto your Magic Wand tool, and let's just go and create a few more additional elements. So let's just get back to our brush, and firstly, let's just go and make the size of our brush a little bit smaller. Before doing that, let's just make sure that we know what size of the brush we are using right now for our outlines, and you can just go and save this size. So for example, you have the size set in that way, you can just tap on this little check mark right here onto your slider and then just tap on plus. You will have a little line on your slider and that will be easier for you to get back to it. So let's just go to our size of the brush of 7 or 8% and we will just save it. And when we did it, we will just go and adjust the size to something around 4% and we will go and create the inner parts of the ears. So let's just step a bit from this line that we have right here on the inner part, and then we will go and repeat it by going down in that way. So just repeat the line going inwards, and then we will just go to the bottom and we will create a few fluffy parts like that. Play around with them. Overall, what you need to do is to follow the natural line outline that you have for your head here. When you have it on one side, let's just do it on opposite sides too. So again, starting by creating this curve, trying to keep the same distance from the line that we have on our left. And if you need to adjust it, go to the editing mode and adjust it from here. When you are done, let's just go and create this fluffy part here. Again, if you want to go and work onto the tips of these elements, you are welcome to go and do it with your eraser or with your brush. Do it on both sides if you are doing it. Create nice connection between the shapes too. And when you are ready with this task, let's just get back to our brush and let's just go again to our previous size of our brush. Let's just go and start adding the eyes. So firstly, we will go over one of the sides and we will create a shape of the ellipse. Hold it at the end, snap it to a better shape and drag and drop the color inside. When you have the shape like that, we will again go to our Liquify tool. We will adjust the size of our brush and we will go to the bottom of the shape and we will go to the center of the bottom and we will be dragging this shape up. So we will be creating a shape like that. When you have the shape of the bean, let's just go to the sides and let's make it more rounded and more tall. So we will just go and create something going in that way. Try to make it even on both sides and try to create nice curves. You can adjust the size of your brush that you are pushing with. You can go and adjust the shape to your liking. You can go and maybe create better tips. You can just go and create them more not roundy. You can just go and work onto the shape and create something that you would prefer to see here. And when you are overall satisfied with the shape, take a look at it from the distance, decide whether you like it or not, whether you don't want to adjust anything here. Let's just tap again on our Magic Wand tool and let's just go and create an additional element on the top. So we'll go more toward the center of the top element and we will create a little lash here. So let's just go with something like that, or if you want, we can adjust the size of our brush and make it a little bit more interesting by creating a rounder shape. Drag and drop the color inside. If you want to adjust it in any way, you are welcome to do it with your brush and with your eraser. And when we have the result like that, let's just go and adjust it a little bit, position it differently and make a copy of it. So firstly, we are going to our S ribbon icon, freehand method, and we are selecting only this shape that we need to adjust. When it is looped around and when only this area is selected, we will go to our arrow key. And you can see we have the bounding box. We can go and make it smaller. We can go to this green node and rotate it. If you want to go and explore other options that you have on the bottom, for example, you can go under warp and adjust it from here by moving this little bounding box to some places that you want to adjust. So spend some time here and then when you are done, get back to the uniform method and let's just go and make a copy of this element. Firstly, we will tap on the S ribbon icon to deselect everything and then we will make a copy of this element. Again, go into the S ribbon icon, freehand method, selecting this area and then swiping 3 fingers down across our screen. When you have this window, let's just use copy firstly, and then we will do it one more time. 3 fingers down, choosing the option paste. Now, when we have this bounding box, let's just move it toward our right, and let's just find the placement and the rotation for these elements too. When you are done adjusting your shape, let's just deselect everything by hitting our arrow key, and then we will need to go to our layers and combine these 2 layers together. So go into the top layer, tapping on it, selecting merge down, and then let's just go and create other facial features. So let's just go to the middle part between our eyes, and let's go and create a little shape for the nose. Let's go a little bit closer to this area that we have on our left, and we will create a little shape of the heart here. When you have it, if you don't like it, try it out one more time. Just create a shape that you would prefer, a little small heart. If you want to go not with a heart, but maybe with a shape of the triangle or something like that, you are welcome to do it too. So now when we have this shape, let's just go underneath it and let's create a little mouth. Decide on the size of the brush and let's just go firstly with a little curve like that. Hold it at the end if you want to and go to the opposite side and create a little bit bigger curve here. Adjust it by going to the editing mode, for example. Adjust the curvature, adjust the size, it's all up to you. When you have the result like that, let's just go and work on it a little bit more. So for example, we can start by going to the sides and create little tips here and do it on both sides evenly. And also, if you don't like the position of this element or the size of it or maybe some other elements, you just need to go to the S ribbon icon firstly, and let's firstly work onto our mouth. We will select it. We will go to our arrow key, uniform method. If you want to make it bigger, go and make it bigger. Find a different placement for it. Let's just put it a little bit closer to the nose. And if you are satisfied with everything here, let's just tap on the first option that we were using. And now let's again go to our S ribbon icon, select this whole muzzle element, and we will go to our arrow key and maybe put it a little bit more toward the right. So find the placement for this element. If you want to rotate it, make it bigger, smaller, it's all up to you. When you are satisfied with everything here, let's just go and tap on our S ribbon icon. When we have the result like that, let's just go again to our brush. Let's just go underneath the eyes and we will create little elements like that. You can go with a smaller size of the brush, so for example something around 3%, and we will just go and create little lines going in that way. We'll do it on both sides. When you have these elements done, let's just go to our eyes and we will go above them and we will create little elements for the eyebrows. You can go with the smaller size of the brush or with the bigger size of the brush. You can have some options with your eyebrows. You can go with different shapes for them. It's all up to you. Again, take a look at everything from the distance and decide whether you like it or not. For example, I would like to go to the S ribbon icon, select all the facial features that we have here and put them a little bit down to make the whole illustration more cute. So when they all are selected, we are going to our arrow key and just moving them down. If we want to rotate them, for example, we will just go and rotate them too. When we are done deselecting everything, and then let's just go and start adding additional elements. So for example, let's just get back to our brush and we will go to this area that we have right here on the collar, and let's just go and create additional element here. So for example, let's just go and create a little shape of the flower. If you prefer some other shapes, you are welcome to go and do that. So let's just go and add a few similar elements all across our shapes. So for example, we can go to the tail and add a few of the flowers here too. Same size or different size, position them differently. If you already have the shape, go to the S ribbon icon, select this element, adjust it if you want to. If you want to go outside the shape and maybe try to add a few flowers outside the shape, you are welcome to go and do that too. So spend some time here and add a few beautifications. When you have the result like that, one more time, taking a look at everything, deciding whether we like everything here or not. When we are done with this task, let's just go again to our layers. Let's just tap on this layer and we will choose reference. When we did it, we will create one more layer. We'll grab this layer and put it underneath our layer with our lines. And when we have the result like that, let's just go to our color palettes and select the color with the name Light Orange Fur. With this color selected, we will just go to all of the areas that we have here that belongs to our little fox, and we will drag and drop the color to these areas. When we have the result like that, let's just go again to our layers. Let's create one more layer above. We will go to our color palette and select some pinkish color to recolor these little elements that we have on our fox and outside of it. So first, let's just go with magenta pink shadow and recolor this central little flower. And then we'll select either pink red, shadow tail color, or red color. And with this color, we will just go and recolor the rest of the flowers. If you want to experiment with the colors, you are welcome to go and do that. When we have everything recolored, let's just go back to our layers. Let's just get back to this layer where we have our fur. Let's create one more layer above. Let's tap on this layer and let's select clipping mask. That way, we will be able to add the details only on the areas that we have on our previous layer. So now on this new layer, we are going back to our color palettes and let's select the white color. With the white color, we will firstly go to our areas that we have right here on our ears, and we will just go and create the outlines for the furry part. So let's just go with something like that. Close the shape and then we will drag and drop the color inside, but we won't be able to do it in that way because we will firstly need to go to our layers, go to our layer with our lines, tap on it and turn off reference. When we did it, we can get back to this layer where we have this white outline, and then we will be able to drag and drop the color inside. Now, when we have this shape on our right, let's just do the same on the opposite side. So firstly, creating our outline, you can do the same thing that you have on your right or create something different here. Just close the shape so you don't have any gaps and drag and drop the color inside. If you have some areas that you need to erase, go and do that. Just follow the natural line of the head here. When we have these white areas in our ears, let's just go and create a little muzzle on the bottom part of our face. So firstly, go in and adjusting the size of our brush, and let's just go more toward the middle part of these little bumps on the sides, and from here we will just go and start creating a shape like that. So go through the whole shape of your little fox and adjust the shape. Let's just loop the shape around so we will have a full line without any gaps, and then we will just drag and drop the color inside. When we have it, we also can go to this area right here on our collar, and we can just go and create some peculiar shapes. So let's firstly go to the sides, and we will create these additional lines here, and then we will go down with the lines like that, and we will be just going and creating little elements going in that way. You can go a little bit more down and create a few bumps like that, and when you reach the bottom, we will just need to go and recolor this area right here too. When you have the closed line, just drag and drop the color inside, take a look at everything from the distance, decide whether you want to adjust some areas. If you want to adjust them, go and adjust them. When you are done with this task, let's just go to the tip of our tail and let's create some fluffy part here too. So we are just going to the tip, creating our little outline here. Take a look at it from the distance, decide whether you want to adjust it. If you are quite satisfied here, let's just take a look at our muzzle here. And if we want to adjust it, we will just go to our Liquify Tool. Again, push option, decide on the size, and we can just go and manually adjust it from here. So let's just spend some time here and maybe make it a little bit going to the bottom. And when you have the result that you like, let's just go and deselect everything by hitting our Magic Wand tool. When we have the result like that, let's just go again to our layers. Let's create one more layer, tap on it, and again select Clipping Mask. When we did it, we are going back to our color palettes, and let's just start with the color with name Dark Magenta Pink. Adjust the size of your brush, and let's just go to the bottom, and we will be adding additional colors right here on the socks of our little fox. Let's just go and create the outlines firstly, loop these shapes around, and then just drag and drop the color inside. You can do it only on the front legs, or you can just go to the back legs too and create little socks here too. So let's just go and create these little outlines, drag and drop the color, do it on both sides evenly. When we have the result like that, take a look at it from the distance, then we will go to our color palettes and select the dark pink color. With the dark pink color, we will go to the tips of our ears and we will start very easily. Let's just go to the center of them and we will go and start creating a little line like that. Loop the shape around, go along the whole tip of the ear, and then also go to this inner part, and we will go to this top part that we have for our inner part, and we will go to the opposite side, and we will again continue creating the line here. So just repeat the line that you have on your right, and when you have it, let's just go to the side and we will create the line going in that way. Again, loop the shape around and drag and drop the color inside when you are ready. If it's not happening from the first try it out one more time. Just make sure that you don't have any gaps in your line. If you need to adjust it in any way, grab your eraser and adjust it, make it just a little bit bigger and create something nice here. When you are done with the first ear, let's just go and do the same thing on the opposite side. So again, starting from the center on the inward part and then going and connecting the line right here, creating a little tip that we will create with the inner part and going to the side and creating something in that way. Loop the shape around and then drag and drop the color inside. Adjust the shape with your eraser, create nice outlines. When you are done, let's just go again to our layers and let's create a few more details. So firstly, we will go and create a new layer. We will tap on it, we will select Clipping Mask, and we will start adding some shadows. So let's just go to our color palettes and select Pink Red Shadow Tail. We will also go to our brush library, same calligraphy folder, but we will choose Script Brush. With the Script Brush, we will go to the bottom part of our tail on the right and we will go and create some fluffy part here. So let's just go and create something like that. Let's just go and loop the shape around manually. If we have some areas that we need to adjust, we will adjust them. Drag and drop the color inside, and also you can just go outside and create a few additional elements that will add a nice effect to the tail. When we have it in that way, let's just go underneath our fur right here on the middle part, and very boldly we will just go there and create the lines going in that way. When we've reached the sides, let's just go and create the lines going in that way, and we will do the same on the opposite side too. So just create the lines that will recreate the shapes that you have for your fur collar, and then just go to the sides and adjust this little part. When we have it in that way, let's just go also to our tail on our left and we will create a little line here too. Let's close the shape and drag and drop the color inside. When we have the result like that, we also can go to the tips of our ears and we can just go and create additional elements going in that way. Do it on both sides if you are doing it. Just recreate the lines that you already have and then go to the top and create little curves like that. When we have the result like that, let's just go and work onto these outlines. So we will just go to our layers, we will go to our layer where we have this white part, we will tap on it and we will choose select. When we did it, we will get back to our layers, we will go to this layer where we have our shadow, we'll grab our eraser and we will just go along these lines and we will erase everything that we don't need here. When we are done deselecting everything, going back to our layers, and let's just go and start adding differently colored shadows. Let's just tap on the plus icon, tap on this layer, choose clipping mask, and then again we are going to our color palette. And firstly, let's select magenta pink shadow color. With the same brush that we were using before, firstly, we will go to the bottom part of our little fox and we will just recreate the shape here. Hold the line at the end, then let's just go and start closing it, and we will do it on both sides. We also can go to this little collar that we have here and we can just go and create some peculiar shapes with our brush, close the shape and drag and drop the color to this area when you are sure that you don't have any gaps in your line. Adjust it if you need to with your eraser or with your brush. If you have some little gaps that you need to adjust manually, go and adjust it. If you want to go and maybe add some additional elements like that you have on your tail, also to add it on your collar, you are welcome to go and do that too. When we have it, let's just go to our color palette and select grayish purple shadow. And with this color, we'll go to this white area on our tail and add the shadow here too. You can go with a straight line or you can just go and maybe add a bit of fluffiness with the elements like that. You can also go and drag and drop the color inside, and if you want, you can go with these additional elements and add them here too. When we are done with this task, let's just go again to our Liquify tool and adjust our shadow just a little bit right here on the bottom. We'll make it a little bit tinier, so let's just go and create something in that way. When we are done, deselect everything and let's just go and add a few more additional parts. So what we need to do firstly is to go to our layers and let's just go and create one more layer on top. We can clip it, we can leave it as it is. We can go to our brush library and select our monoline brush. We will go to our color palettes and let's select the color with the name Pink Red Shadow Tail again. With this color selected, we will go to these areas where we have our cheeks and we will create little ellipses here. Adjust them if you need to, drag and drop the color inside, do it on both sides evenly. When we have the result like that, let's just go and make it even cuter. We will go to our adjustment, Gaussian Blur, and we will go and end the blur by moving our Apple Pencil on the right. So let's just tap at around 13%, and when you are done, let's just tap on our Magic Wand tool to go away from this mode. If it's too much, you can go to the layers, go to this N icon on the layer and adjust the opacity of this layer to make it a little bit more transparent. When we have the result like that, let's just add a few more additional elements. So firstly, we will get back to this layer where we have our fur. We will create one more layer here and we will go to our brush library. We will go to the airbrushing folder and select the soft blend brush. With the same color that we are using right now, or you can just go and pick any other color, for example, red color, we will just go increase the size of our brush and we will set our opacity to around 20%. We will go to the sides and we will be very softly adding a bit of gradient to the fur. If you want to go to some other areas, maybe to the bottom part, you are welcome to go and do that too. Just make sure that you are creating enough of the distinction between the colors, but when it's not that bright and very thin. If you overdid it a little bit, you can go back to the layers, go to the N icon and adjust the opacity from here. When you did it, let's just go to our lines and we will create one more layer on top. Let's just clip this layer and with the same brush and with the same color or with the color with the name light orange fur, let's just go to our eyes and let's add a bit of gradient here to adjust the size of the brush and go to the inner parts and add a bit of gradient here. Try not to overdo it, or if you overdid it, go to the layers and adjust the opacity of this layer. When you did it, let's just tap on the plus icon, let's tap on the layer, choose clipping mask, go to our brush library, calligraphy folder, monoline brush, and we will go and recolor some of our lines. Let's start with dark red lines, and with this dark red color, we will just go to this inner parts of the ears and we will go and recolor our lines here. Let's do it on both sides, and when you have the result like that, let's again get back to our color palette and select just red lines. With this color, we will go and recolor our little eyebrows, these little elements on our cheeks, and also our little mouth here. Also with the same color, we can go and recolor our little flowers that are outside our shape and inside the shape. So let's just go and work onto these elements and recolor the lines. When we have the result like that, let's add a bit of additional elements into our eyes. So firstly, let's just go to our brush library and let's just go to this folder that you downloaded, and we will go and select the star full brush. We will go to our color palette and select the white color, and then we will go to our layers one more time and create one more layer on top. With this brush and with its minimum size, we will go to one of the eyes and put one dot here. We will go to our arrow key and adjust the size and rotation and position of this little element. So find what works for you. When you are done, let's just go to our layers. Let's make a copy of this layer by swiping from right to left and choosing duplicate. When we have the copy, we are going to our arrow key, going to the next eye that we have on our face, moving our shape to this eye. Try to find the similar position to what you have on your left, and when you are done, let's just deselect everything by hitting our arrow key. Now let's just go to our layers and let's combine these two layers together. To go into the top one, tapping on it, selecting merge down, and then let's just go and adjust the opacity to something around 10%. And when we have it, let's just go and create one more layer. We will go to our brush library, we'll get back to our calligraphy folder, monoline brush, and with the same color, let's just go and maybe add some additional elements to our little flowers. Also, you can just go outside the shape and create something with additional elements here too. So we can just go to some areas around our little folks and maybe add some little sparkles or some dots or some flowers with this white color. And if you want to add another color, for example, you can go with red color here and add a few elements with this color here too. Spend some time here, try not to overdo everything, and when you are done, we are done with our illustration. I hope you are proud of your result. Share it on socials and tag me so I can see your beautiful creations. And if you enjoyed this video, you can find more similar kawaii tutorials on my Skillshare or on Patreon at the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.